Hi there, it's Chiyu here from iHeartUmami.com. Let's make my Vietnamese meatballs with vermicelli noodles. And I'm going to show you how to make it paleo style. Oh, and before I forget to mention it, if you like this video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel below. I'll be sharing more amazing, delicious, Asian-inspired paleo dishes here with you every single Thursday. So without further ado, let's make some meatballs. So I preheated the oven from between 400 and 420 Fahrenheit, and I have one spaghetti squash here, and I'm just going to cut it open from tip to the end. And be careful because it's kind of like they're round shape, so it's not very stable. So you want to do it slowly, and then just be careful, don't cut yourself. Okay, so once you slice them half opened, and I'm going to just use a spoon and to scoop out the seeds. You can dispose the seeds, or if you want, you can actually toast them a little bit, just to make a little healthy snack. After you scoop out the seeds, put them in a glass container large enough to have both of them, and then we are going to actually just pour in a little bit of water, just enough to cover the bottom, because what we're gonna do is we're going to bake them in the oven for about 30 to 45 minutes, and then until they are completely cooked through. You can use a fork and then just poke them, and then you can pierce them through. So basically it's a halfway bake, halfway steam a little bit, so you want to add a little bit of water to help them cook a little bit faster. So let's make some meatballs. I have about 1¼ pound of between ground pork and ground chicken. I love to use this combination because it just gives you some extra flavor. But if you don't like to eat pork, you can certainly use ground chicken or just ground turkey. But in order for your meatball to be tender and juicy, you probably want to include some thigh meat. So some breast meat and also some dark meat. If you use only chicken or turkey, that will help your meatball taste a little bit more moist and more tasty. If you can't find ground chicken or ground turkey, you can completely use just ground pork as well. So this is a very versatile combination. So let's season our ground meat, and I am actually going to use a little food chopper here to help me. So add 3 garlic cloves, 2 large shallots, and I have about 5 ounces, just a little bit over half cup of fresh sliced shiitake mushrooms, and they are just going to add so much umami to the meatballs. If you can find shiitake mushrooms, I would use probably some cremini mushrooms or portobello mushrooms, just any mushrooms that has like a woody flavor packed with tons of umami meaty taste, after we bake them. So I'm just going to dump everything in this little food chopper here, and then just give it a little quick toss to make sure they chop really, really fine. And I have a little food processor here, so I probably have to separate it a few times. If you have a big one, dump everything in. So after I quickly chop them, I am just going to dump them in. This dish is so quick and so delicious. And I'm gonna share with you like a tiny story how I discovered this dish. So let's just mix them in first. It smells good already. So let's add some seasonings. Okay, let's add some sauces. I'm going to add about ½ teaspoon of sea salt and about 1 tablespoon of olive oil, about 1 tablespoon of red bull fish sauce. If you can find fish sauce or you don't like fish sauce, you can just sub it for coconut aminos, which is actually the next ingredient we're going to use. About 1 tablespoon of coconut aminos. This is going to be just a great savory meatballs. Perfect for you if you love to do meal prep. You can make a few more meatballs, or you know, like me, I actually discovered this dish after work one day. I was just craving for meatballs, right? And then just after a whole day of work, you are so tired, and it's just like you want something feel really rewarding. I don't want to call takeout. And so this is how this dish was born. So you're going to just use your hand, or you can use you know, chopstick or whatever, and just bind them really well. So I have lined a really huge, like, flat baking tray here, and then with non-stick aluminum foil. If you're worried about you know, your meatball might stick to the sheet pan, you can actually spray a little coconut oil. And let's make some meatballs. So just quickly, probably about 2 tablespoons, and we're going to make, I would say, probably around 20 meatballs for 1 1/4 pound of meat, okay? And just line them up like that. This is very quick. And we're going to send the spaghetti squash and then also the meatballs into the oven at the same time. And the temperature for my oven, I use 420 Fahrenheit. For some reason, my oven just doesn't get that hot. So the cooking time will be, the meatball actually will get done faster than the squash. So if you send both of them in like me, the meatballs will be done probably the first side of the meatball about 15 to 16 minutes, and then we're gonna take them out and flip them to the second side probably about another 8 to 10 minutes max, and your meatball will be done. But for the squash, it will need to take between 30 and 45 minutes. So you should check, because if your squash actually, if it's smaller, it will cook faster than large spaghetti squash. So after 30 minutes, take the squash out and check to see, use a fork to see if you can poke everything through, all the way through the bottom of it. And if it's not, you know, let it bake for another 10 to 15 minutes. So you actually will have a lot of hands-free time. That's the reason I feel like this is a great, like a meal prep dish, or even after work, you know, there's practically no chopping time required, or you can just send everything back to the oven. And by the way, if you're interested to learn how to make eating paleo, how to make, you know, eating real delicious food without any junks and fit into your busy life more easily, I have an online 4-part mini video course to teach you exactly how to do that. And I'm not just teaching you, besides recipes, not just cooking, how to make another dish. It's an entire system, and then teach you what to do when time is limited and you just want to put a good meal to feed your family or even just yourself. And I'm going to walk you through and how to do that. And so if you are interested to learn more about my iHeartUmami online paleo cooking school, just visit iHeartUmami.com. I will put a link right here and also down below. Enter your first name and also your email address. I will send you more information about my school. So now our spaghetti squash is ready, and also the meatballs are ready too. It smells amazing here. You know, the ground pork, ground chicken mixed with fresh shiitake mushrooms. Oh, it tastes so good. So let me show you from my side camera. See? This beautiful spaghetti squash noodles, and when you can just use a fork to poke them through. That means they are cooked through. And then when you take them out, go with the same direction with the strands, so you will get the longest noodles. Okay, don't go this way. You want to go, you know, the same direction as the spaghetti strands. So they're going to be a little bit hot. You can wait until they are cooler and then to take them out. You know, now I just want to show you the shape here, and look at that. Ooh, nice and beautiful. Yeah, so I'm just going to do that, and then, you know, put them aside, let them cool down a little bit. And in the meantime, I want to show you the meatballs. I'm so excited about the meatballs. Okay, so I baked them first side about 16 minutes, and then the flip side, about another 8 to 10 minutes, and we made about just a little bit over 20 meatballs, and they are completely cooked through and then golden brown, and then very, very delicious. And guess what? If you want do this meal for meal prep, I would definitely double the quantity because these meatballs are so delicious. And once they are cool, store them in a container, glass container, and put them in the freezer. And I have tested them before that it's actually good for a week, maybe even longer. I haven't had a chance to try them yet. So I would definitely put it on my blog post by the time this episode is aired live on my website. I will tell you my discovery by them, okay? So please make sure you visit iheartumami.com and to get my latest freezer update. Okay, now before we give a taste test, let me show you a very quick dressing that goes perfectly with this Vietnamese meatballs and spaghetti squash noodles. So quickly chop a little bit of red chili pepper. You can use any type of red chili pepper you want, just a little bit, and then remove the seeds, otherwise it will be too spicy. And just a small pinch of really, really finely minced garlic. And about half lime juice, just fresh lime juice. And about 1 to 2 tablespoons of orange juice. This is my little discovery to make Vietnamese dipping sauce taste more authentic. Instead of using coconut sugar or honey, it just doesn't taste that quite right. And then, so a little bit of orange juice actually will just give you enough, a little bit acidity, a little bit tangy flavor. Actually tastes better too. And this is just a little mixture between 2 tablespoons of water and half tablespoon of fish sauce, and also half tablespoon of rice vinegar. And you can just give a quick little stir, and this sauce is very, very beautiful. And if you're cooking for, more than 2 people, I would actually probably double the quantity. And again, I will put the recipe actually right below, so you can come to my website and then download this beautifully designed recipe for you. You can see from my side camera, I have all these beautiful fresh herbs here, and the Vietnamese cuisine love to incorporate a lot of fresh herbs. So I have mint leaves, I have basil. I just use Italian basil. You can find Asian basil, that's the best. And a little bit of red chili pepper. We're just gonna use that for a little bit decoration, and also fresh cilantro. You can use all the combinations if you want, or you can just pick a few, and then however you want to do it. It's just the beauty of it. Being very, very flexible. So just pick a few. So roll them together, you know that, and so it's easier for you to chop. And just give them, finely minced, so it's easier for you to eat too. We're just gonna sprinkle a little bit on top of it, okay? It smells so fresh. And just a little bit of red chili pepper. If you don't like chili pepper, you can feel free to skip it. This is mainly for color and decoration. Alright, just a little bit. So I have a bowl here, and I'm going to take a little bit of our previous baked spaghetti squash noodle, and they're cooled down a little bit, so it's easier to eat. They look gorgeous. Get a little bit more. And take some meatballs, put it on top of it. It's a meatball, so you see slightly different color because it's mixed between ground chicken and ground pork. And so now just grab a little bit, sprinkle a little bit of herbs, and a little bit of red chili if you want, and also 1 to 2 tablespoons of our Vietnamese Paleo friendly and also Whole30 friendly dressing. It's a very, very, very simple dish. I had so much hands-free time because you just open the squash up and then use the food processor to chop the ingredient, make some meatballs, pop everything in the oven, and then half an hour later, everything's ready. Okay. Now, let's give it a taste test. So, So I'm gonna take a little bit noodle actually first. It's so sweet and refreshing. And I'm gonna take a little bite of meatballs. I love meatballs. So good. Wow, I can taste the shiitake mushrooms. So you have to add shiitake mushrooms, okay? Can't find shiitake mushrooms, choose whatever mushrooms you want, but you have to add mushrooms. It tastes so good. And it's just the noodle is so light, our vermicelli paleo style noodles, and then mixed with very, very savory meatballs. It's just such a perfect combination. Sorry. Wow. So, as I mentioned, super simple and super quick dish here to help you eat paleo a little bit more easily and realistically fit into your life. If you want to download today's recipe, please visit iHeartUmami.com. I will put a link right here and also down below. And thank you so much again for spending time here with me this week. I truly appreciate it. If you want to learn more about my iHeartUmami Paleo Cooking School, please visit iHeartUmami.com. See you here again next Thursday. Ciao. Bye.